Good morning, I love you. Bye. Bye. So today we're here, this is my last week of chemo treatment. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start hooking me up to IV fluids, hydration, my steroid, my anti-nausea, my chemotherapy. We'll be sitting here for a few hours, studying for paramedic school and receiving treatment. So I received treatment through a PICC line. It's in my arm. And what they're gonna do is they're going to go ahead and insert the medication through here.
According to NIOSH, cancer is the leading cause of death among firefighters. And further research suggests that firefighters are at a higher risk of certain types of cancers when compared to the general population. Every fire department has its own challenges year after year, from difficult fires, bad car wrecks, to tough EMS calls. Either way, the firefighters are always dedicated to help the community. But what happens when our own firefighters need help? What happens when we have the fight of our lives in front of us? Our heroes don't fight alone.
Receive, grabbing the crossway, protecting exposure.
Yeah, show me how. I'm gonna be out with a large column of black smoke off the Grossenbacher and Black Rose. It's gonna be something different from the fire that I'm responding to. It's gonna be a structure fire. We'll advise of location, single story, metal building. Got one vehicle out front. We'll advise if occupied. Battalion 124 is gonna have Grossenbacher. Why does this happen when I bring you with me?
Right, command, Cinder 121 on your arrival on you. Receive. Go ahead and stage your apparatus out on the roadway. Bring your manpower forward and we'll get you assisting with fire attack. Heavy crossing. Alright, copy. Providing second. Okay, bring your manpower forward. Right, engine 123, go ahead. Command, engine 123 will be staging on the roadway. Is it you on the driveway? Command engine 121, gonna have nothing
I'm Captain Carl Buck. I'm a captain on the Charlie shift, the C shift, here at the Bexar County 2 Fire Department. I've been working for the Bexar County 2 Fire Department for about 15 years now. Being a firefighter means to me something that's special. You know, you go to people when they need you, they call you on their worst day, and you try to make it better. You know, every day's different. It's a puzzle. We have to help figure out how to help people. Firefighting, to me, is a lifelong career. Hopefully, I'll be able to stay in the fire service for a long time. So when I started here with District 2, I was a volunteer firefighter, and we used to sleep on the floor, on couches, sleeping bags, mattresses, and just see growing to a part-time department, and then growing to what you see now, all that. It's grown so much that I'm proud to be involved in this. I'm proud to be here. I'm proud to be wear the D2 patch, the District 2 patch. It's nice. So in January 2023, I started having some pains. I went to the doctor, made some appointments. He said I need to go get an ultrasound. So I went to receive the ultrasound a week later. It's kind of unusual when the doctor calls you that evening after the ultrasound and says, hey, you need to go see a specialist. Right then, it was kind of scary because I didn't know what was going on. So made an appointment with the specialist the next day, and he diagnosed me with stage 2 testicular cancer. And when he said that, it was kind of a sinking feeling. Your mind kind of goes blank. You know, you kind of shut everything out. You kind of just feel a little numb because you just got diagnosed with cancer. So after that, he says we have to have emergency surgery to remove the cancer. And I really didn't hear him and how fast it was progressing, because he says, hey, the day after tomorrow, we're going to have surgery. You know, the fear of the unknown, it's scary. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know how to feel. You don't know what's going to happen at the end. You know, it's kind of crazy.
My name is Patrick Wattis. I'm a captain on ladder 125 on the C shift. I've been in fire service for 22 years. Started off volunteering in 2001. Got certified and started a career in 2006, working for Geronimo Village. In 2008, I also worked for the Houston Fire Department from 2008 to 2017. Left there and came to District 2 full-time. So it all started in 2014, December of 2014. I started experiencing some symptoms that were obviously not normal. I went to the emergency room. We did some tests and they found a mass in my left kidney. Went to see a urologist, and they did some tests, and I get a phone call, and I recognized the number, so I knew it was a doctor calling me with my results. And that was the time that he said that he needed to inform me that I do have kidney cancer. I'm 40 years old. It was a lot hard. That's one of my worst fears was getting cancer, and it happened. Yeah. Yeah, well, the first thing that went through my mind was I'm dying. My days are numbered, and that was the hardest thing. Hell, I didn't know if I was gonna wake up the next morning and wake up a week from now. I wasn't be around for the holidays. I didn't know anything. Everything was just up in the air at that point. I remember talking to my wife, because we talked about it a lot while I was sick. But I remember telling her that one of my worst fears is not being able to be a fireman anymore. Because this is all I've known, and I don't want to be doing anything else. And that scared me.
Being a firefighter takes courage. We know there are risks involved. That's why we train. But knowing that our fellow firefighters are there to have our back and helps to overcome that fear. For most firefighters, it is a calling. And to overcome that fear, it takes a special person.
Come back to the middle and left the middle, come back. You've already hit a lot of these. Bring him here, you go there. And then you find yourself oriented.
Fire service is a physically demanding job. It's a blue-collar, hard-work profession. And you have to be physically fit from the day you come in to the day you retire, because it is a strenuous job. And being in shape allows you to combat illnesses more. Having a good immune system allows you to do that. And we want to push a healthy work environment here. And with the support of Chief Rodriguez, Chief Montgomery, and the ESD board, they see that.
I'm going to be your company officer, acting as your company officer. A lot of this stuff.
Cancer is a different fight altogether. That's why we take all the precautions to eliminate the risk. Annual health screenings help us stay on top of different illnesses. Stress tests and annual physical testing helps firefighters stay on top of their physical health. Even the new fire stations are designed to help prevent cancer. Even with all the precautions that are taken to try and prevent cancer and different illnesses, sometimes there are just some things we can't control.
So apparently the water in certain, this is when I was working for the Houston Fire Department, apparently some of the water in certain areas of Houston, the water was contaminated with, I believe it was chromium-6. Apparently they found some of that in the water, but nobody took responsibility for it. So at that point, some of the illnesses from exposure to chromium-6 was the type of cancer that I had with kidney cancer.
How much chromium-6 can flow out of your tap. KPRC2 Investigates has been reporting on this for years, investigating how some of the most elevated levels can be.
All across our area, you've got fountains and splash pads. It's a great way to escape from the heat, but would you let your children play in here if you knew there was a dangerous chemical?
I want you to think real hard about what your spine is worth, Mr. Walker. Or what you might expect someone to pay you for your uterus, Miss Sanchez. Then you take out your calculator and you multiply that number by 100. Anything less than that is a waste of our time. By the way, we had that water brought in special for you folks. It came from well in Hinckley.
I don't know how far the contamination went, but it was just weird how that was happening. And then they're finding issues with the water system in Houston, and it was just a big old mess.
Several Texas emergency response agencies came together to bring a terminally ill Bexar County firefighter back home in time to see his family.
We used to have a member of our department, Mario Lopez. He had cancer too, but it was an aggressive form of cancer.
He was diagnosed with, I believe it was leukemia.
He was all heart, and during his treatment the entire time, he just had a positive attitude. And he was just so positive and would basically reassure me that everything was going to be okay. Visited him in Houston while he was receiving treatment several times. And then to hear that Mario in his mid-20s was not doing well and was not having the outcome that everybody wanted, that we all wanted, was devastating. Just devastating news to hear of such a young man that had so much life ahead of him, for that to be cut short.
I've got a call from Chief Sandoval, and he said that she needed to get me over to the hospital like as soon as possible, because Mario probably wasn't going to make it. through the night.
In Houston, we had multiple fire trucks from the Houston Fire Department, from Katy, all the way down I-10. It was just a humbling experience to see that support because District 7 had their ambulance drive all the way to Houston and drove them home. And just to see that support all the way down to I-10 was incredible.
I remember Mario visiting him in the hospital when he got transferred from Houston to San Antonio. We all got to rotate through and go see him and, you know, give him my love and support and say, hey, we're here for you.
And then when he came back to San Antonio, being there was big. Just seeing the support of the fire service at the hospital, and I mean, still on that day, Mario had a smile on his face and was just positive.
It was a little rough, you know, seeing somebody in the hospital like that, knowing that the inevitable's coming, you know. That's scary. But there was fire trucks out in the parking lot, and just the hallways were lined with firefighters there for him and his family.
But I think the thing that bothered me the most was that I felt that he was, I don't know, if I was in his position, I would be like, well, why am I here and you're not? You know, why is this happening to me? You know, why are you over there standing up, recovering, and I'm, you know, close to dying? So that was one of the hardest things for me to understand. And also, I put myself in his spot, and I mean, it was hard because, I mean, he knew he was gonna die. I mean, I don't know how you prepare for that. I mean, so yeah, so that was one of the hardest things, was seeing him in that position, and then with me being sick at the same time, and it was just bad.
The Heroes Don't Fight Alone motto started when we heard that one of our own was sick. A benefit was organized to help them out.
We had the benefit after, Heroes Don't Fight Alone, and that's such a fitting title to have for that type of benefit, just because the fire service is a very strong bond, and then just to be there for a brother or sister that's going through such a tough, emotional, physical type of situation, we just want to be there for them. And unfortunately, the outcome for Mario wasn't what everybody had hoped for, but we still wanted to honor him and at least provide some sort of assistance monetarily and emotionally for his family.
Now, the fire chief reporting that it was six-year firefighter Scott Dean that was the deceased firefighter. Again, one of the other injured firefighters taken to SAMC, the other one taken to University Hospital.
The Heroes Don't Fight Alone motto. It was used again when another one of our own was badly injured in a fire at Ingram Square. This past July, the man who set fire to the Spartan gym at Ingram Square was sentenced to 30 years in prison. Our fire captain, Brad Fips, gives his remarks to that man during the trial.
On May 18th, Mr. Johnson, you changed a lot of lives by the actions that you made. I want to start with the loss of my friend Scott. Scott's life was lost on that very night, and I was severely burned while performing duties as firefighters. I want you to apologize to my wife, kids, and family, as well as the Deans, the Vasquez, for what you have put us all through, and apologize to the fire department and the people of San Antonio, and that maybe one day we will accept it.
Well, hundreds of people flocked to the far west side today to support the family of San Antonio firefighter Brad Fips. He was severely burned battling that massive fire that killed Scott Dean back on May 18th.
We have a motto here at District 2, Heroes Don't Fight Alone. He's currently at SAMC right now, battling, you know, just to get better, just to rehab. He's doing a lot better than what he was.
Hearing Brad being injured was was a big blow for the department because he's been such a big part of this organization for decades. His family, his lineage in this department runs deep. So to hear that he got severely injured in a fire was very hard for us to comprehend, and we were able to put the benefit together for him at the hall, which is very fitting because that's where it all started for him, and so having that benefit was our way of trying to assist him and honor him as well.
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing good.
I was like, oh, it's a pink bug. That's cool.
So once I received my diagnosis, I was supposed to go to shift the next day. I immediately called Battalion Chief Crady and notified him that, hey, I have cancer and I wouldn't be showing up because I'd be going into surgery for that shift. He asked me if he could share it with the guys. I said, yeah, go for it, that's fine. They showed up in the fire truck with a goodie package, you know, with their love and support, gave me hugs, kisses. You know, they really showed that they are part of my family. Whatever I needed, they were there. If I needed help, if I needed food or watch the kids, they were there for me. They really showed a level of professionalism and love and support. I really love it.
Hopefully this is my last week.
I hope so.
If not, I'll see you in 3 months. I'll come back.
It's gonna be your last week.
Post-surgery, I had to see the doctor every month to do blood work, labs, x-rays, scans, just to make sure everything was going the way they wanted it to go. I made an appointment with a chemo doctor because the game plan was to receive chemo since it was stage 2. It traveled up to my lymph nodes in my chest, and I had 2 options, either surgery or 4 months of chemotherapy. And we did 4 months of chemotherapy because that was the best option at the time. Chemotherapy was supposed to be 1 week every month for 4 months. And then we'd do a lot of testing. So I had to go back every 3 months to the doctor to get tested. Currently I'm cancer-free so far. All the tests have come back negative for cancer cells. It's not there anymore, but it's always on your mind. Captain Juarez contacted me and offered some support. He gave me some advice, not to think about it, just do what the doctors say. Take a deep breath, take one day at a time, and you'll get over it. It'll be easier as the days go on. And if anything, you know, contact him. You know, he made it through it. I can too.
One of the other doctors I spoke to had just said, well, maybe they can remove a part of the kidney, which I wasn't comfortable with. So this doctor said, no, we need to just take the kidney out completely, and that'd be the best thing for me. Once he did that surgery, I still had full function of my right kidney, and he said that, you know, people live with one kidney. Once he said what he needed to do, and when we set the appointment up, I felt a sense of relief because I knew it was gonna be handled, taken care of, and then I can move on with my life and start recovering. So I worked with Houston, I also played on the Houston Fire Department soccer team, and so honestly, one of my goals was to be able to play in the Firefighter Olympics, and that same year, and I did. It was an accomplishment, a big one.
Participating in the Firefighter Olympics, the same year Captain Juarez fought cancer, was a huge milestone in his recovery. But little did Captain Juarez know that he would have another fight in the near future.
In August of 2016, I ended up being diagnosed with bladder cancer. So I was actually on shift at Station 123, and I started experiencing some symptoms. So I told Chief Crady, said, Chief, I gotta go to the emergency room. I got something going on. So he said, all right, go ahead and go. Went to the emergency room. They did some tests. They found some tumors in my bladder. So I was like, here we go again. Went back to the same urologist that did my kidney surgery. He set up another surgery to remove the tumors from my bladder, and soon, not too long after that, I was getting the tumors removed. It had to be done because I believe they found 4 tumors in my bladder, and this type of cancer that I had was a little bit more aggressive than what I had with my kidney.
I guess what do they call it?
Actually, no, I'm actually
So cancer-free.
cancer-free.
Today we're hosting our groundbreaking ceremony for building Station 123. The significance of relocating Station 123 to Moorbach and Bear Springs is that it's going to allow us to have a big reduction in times to be able to respond to calls out in this area, whether that's a fire call, cardiac arrest, any type of an emergency. It's going to allow us to reduce our response times by up to 2 minutes.
I give you thanks and praise for all your many blessings. We especially thank you this morning for the opportunity to celebrate this community and those serving Bexar County SD2 in the groundbreaking for Fire Station 120.
This is the work that our emergency service districts do, our firefighters do with a lot of equipment they cover, and this is nothing compared to the work that they do day in and day out. So, un fuerte aplauso for all of our ESDs and our firefighters who risk their lives every day for our community.
And this is the place to be right now in Bexar County. This is where many, many families are moving and locating to because of the great services out here, because of the great school district at Southwest ISD, who I know is present here today, and because of the men and women who protect my family and yours. Thank you to the men and women in blue who are protecting our families, and we hope that this new facility will ensure that you can do your jobs in an excellent way and ensure our families are protected.
As a department as a whole, I think our firefighters will benefit because there's a lot of cancer initiatives that have been taken into the construction of the station. We have airlocks that keeps the exhaust fumes from going inside the apparatus bay. We also have a decon shower that our firefighters can take a shower prior to entering the station itself to cut down those carcinogens.
Chief Rodriguez is putting our health over anything else. I appreciate it because I've been through it. I don't want to go through it again. So what he's doing with the stations and all these precautions that are being taken, I'm very happy. I'm very happy about it.
The stations that we're building now have decon rooms and breezeways, so we don't bring it in to the station. You know, the boot wash. We have showers here on the outside, inside the bays, so we could decon. We have second sets of gear, so we could wash the first set that was dirty and get in a new fresh pair of gear, so we could, you know, not sit in it, respond in our dirty gear, bring it to other people's houses, you know, other people's homes, or take it on the next call. My take on deconning on scene after a structure fire is a lot more serious now, because we need to take that, we need to do a wash down right there on the scene, you know, take the garden hose or the fire hose and wash your bunker gear, your hands with soap and water, and get all of it off of you. We have such a loving family and support system that they are never alone when something happens. Even if it's not cancer, even if it's a tragedy in someone's life, we're always there for each other. We're never there fighting any battle alone. We're there to help each other out, no matter what happens to each other. Not just for us, even for their families. There's several firefighters with family members who are battling terminal illnesses that we give them love and support. I really want to say thank you to my wife, Bridget, because she really was a rock. She really supported me, and, you know, with just her love and support, you know, and the kids too, you know.
The biggest thing is, you know, going through all of this, I couldn't have done it without my family, without my wife. Yeah, so without them, without my wife, my family, and friends, I would never have got through this. So I'm grateful for them every day. You know, and like I said, don't take advantage of every day because who knows? I mean, it could all be gone in a split second. And so just enjoy your life, just be happy.
My advice would be for new firefighters or someone coming into the service, you know, and if you've been in the job for a while, would be, if you feel something, you know, don't push it off. Don't delay it, you know, make an appointment and go get it checked out because you never know. You don't want it to grow. You don't want it to be worse than what it is. If you would have caught it early, it would have been a lot easier.
What advice would I give to a young firefighter coming in? I would tell them that this is a marathon, it's not a sprint, and you wanna have a 30-year career and have years of retirement after that. So you gotta take care of yourself. We think we're invincible when we first get in. Our first 10 years in the fire service, we think we're invincible, but we're not. We have to be proactive of our health. We have to be proactive of our bodies, of our minds, and really just slow down. The fire service, it's the greatest job in the world, but it's just a job. There's a lot of life after the fire service and within the fire service with family, and we just need to protect our bodies and our minds. Have that mental outlet that isn't related to the fire department, to where you can go and just disconnect from the fire service periodically, because we definitely need that.
3, 2, 1, go!
Yeah, gotta aim for the top like, hold up. Yeah, I can never doubt myself, I know better. All of you critics be acting like you know better. Blowing the smoke, but I know when the dust settles. That I'm in my element, it's evident that there's levels to the game. All of those dark nights I got then, breaking my back to make it out, got me feeling like pain. I ain't never need your help, I know you wishing me well, a penny for your thoughts, but seeing no change. Snap for the sun like Diddy. The reason I'm a